Tonight's topic is about manifesting, and do you know the process of manifesting and the nuances that can help your manifesting improve and be more easy? So, I've got quite a lot that I've written down in preparation for today. So, come join me. Say hello when you join me, and then we can get started. What else has been happening? So, for those of you who've been living under a rock, you may not know, but I am about to publish my first book, Energetics Every Day Your Way. You can sign up to the wait list, which will let you know when the book is available to pre-order. It is actually available now, but with the wait list, what you get is a little look at the book, because you get the introduction chapter for free, and it will give you a taste of what the book is like. So hi Sue, happy 25th anniversary to the Peace Project. What an amazing feat. Is that for your Peace Project or for Worldwide Peace Project that it's the 25th anniversary? I saw it very quickly before I came online. So yes, so for those of you who don't know, I'm about to publish my book. Okay, nice to see you, Gwen. And then also on the 7th of September, I am co-hosting with a lady called Lynn Butler, who's in this group, a Visioning with Your Higher Self workshop. And we will be coming in live in the next few days and weeks to talk about that with all of you. It's £47. It's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a whole day. It's online. You can do it in the comfort of your house. There will be breaks. We might even put you in breakout groups. There's lots of lovely stuff happening, and the whole energy of the day is to be light and joyful and optimistic. So those are some of the things that are coming up in the group. Hello, Mickey. How are you? Right, let me just check that you're all up coming through on my phone. So I know, yes, there you are. Fantastic. So that's good. It's the World Peace. Well, do you know what? Everyone needs your peace project, Sue. For those of you who don't know about the Garforth Peace Project, it's based in Leeds. It is the most amazing project. Sue's energy is very peaceful, and she is creating a change with the schools, with the local mayor and everything. So if you know anyone in the Leeds area, tell them to go along, have their Yes, I'm loving the hot weather, apart from at night. I had a very funny night last night. It was either too hot or too cold. How can you be cold in this weather? I do not know, but there you go. I was last night. It was my fan. Right, let's get cracking, because I know Gwen has to leave, and also we all have lives to live, right? Okay, so let's talk about the process first of all, about manifesting. I've got lots of notes here, so I might be referring to those as I'm going through. You have a feeling of dissatisfaction in your life, right? Something isn't to your liking. It could be the relationship needs improving, or you want a relationship, your money needs improving, or you want to find new ways that are more interesting to generate currency into your existence. Perhaps you want to go on a holiday and that's why you want more money. There is a feeling of dissatisfaction that is you're aware of, and that is what creates the desire for change, the desire for something to come into your life, right? And that is your goal. Now, when you are setting your goal, are you being really specific about it, or are you being quite general about it? And there are pluses and minuses to both, right? So for some of you, being very specific, so for example, it could be, I want £5,000 by September the 5th, could be a really, really good way to motivate your manifesting and the actions that are needed. But for others of you, it would wobble you, right? It would make you get tense, and it would get you worked up, and you would start finding it a struggle to maintain a high vibration about it. So your first thing with your desire is, do you go general or do you go specific? And only you can know what is right for you. Okay. So I generally find, for me, it is not enough just for me to say, I want to go on holiday. I have to actually be quite specific about what I want from that holiday. So, do I want rest? Do I want adventure? Do I want togetherness with my family? What is it that I actually want from the holiday? When I identify those feelings, it's much easier for me to hold my vibration really high, and it will help me. Yeah, pollinating. Hi, Sonia. Nice to see you here. So it's partly for me, if I know that I want to go on a holiday because it's going to give me a rest, I'm going to have some great experiences, I'm going to be with my family, and I love being with them, then that is enough for me to hold my vibration steady. I don't really sometimes need to even know the destination of where I'm going because that seems to appear. And sometimes I think, oh, I really want to go here. And I never end up going to that place. I end up going somewhere else. And that's because I listen to that guidance. But for others of you, you will need to manifest in a much more specific way. And you'll need to go, I want to go to Spain. I want to go from the 5th of September to the 12th of September. I want to go and stay in that hotel in that area, and I want to have, and I want the hotel to be this kind of hotel. And so you need to be really specific. So the first thing when it comes to your desires and manifesting is, do you know yourself, and do you know what wobbles you and what helps you keep your vibration high? That's the first question that I want you to ask yourselves. Okay. Second thing is, if you, and this is a nuance, if you have a desire but you flip flop and you think, do I want it, do I not want it, and you keep flip flopping about it, the energy cannot hold on to it. It's like going to someone, oh, do come in, and then shutting the door in their face. Do come in, shut the door on their face. Do come in, shut the door on their face. But they don't know whether they can come in, and in the end they go off, right? Well, in our case, the energy can't hang on to what you're asking for, and so it doesn't go anywhere. It becomes directionless. And the thing about the flow of energy is you have to give it purpose, intention, and direction. Otherwise, it's just going to flow generally. Okay. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, if you're not confident about manifesting, so if you are new to manifesting, or you have tried manifesting and the thing you want has not manifested, my suggestion to you is to start small and build incrementally. So I remember many years ago, some of you know Sarah Morgan, who's absolutely lovely, introduced a lot of people to Liv and Raf's work. But Sarah's used to run a group called The Art of Manifesting, right? And she used to do these monthly challenges, and I used to find them incredibly hard. I just couldn't hold my vibration around it, okay? And especially if it was like a money manifesting one, that was a real trigger for me. So I had to start actually by going really general and with something that I wanted to change but didn't need to change desperately, right? I wasn't in a rush to change it. I wasn't super attached to the outcome of it, so I could just choose something and then be general about it. And I got used to the idea of manifesting in a really gentle way. And so for me, it's always about the feeling. So I wanted to feel good and I wanted to stop worrying about the future. So that's where I put my focus on. If you are someone who has tried manifesting and you have not succeeded, or you have tried manifesting, done quite well with small things, but are struggling to supersize your manifesting, then pick on something that you are not emotionally attached to in a really big way. So if you're not attached to, supposing I see Denise is online. Denise wants to go traveling, I know, and I know she wants to go to Korea. So that's something she's super attached to, right? So I want you to think about, Denise, if I struggle to manifest what I want to go to Korea, it could be you're holding on too tightly to the process. So what I want you to do is see if you can go general with that. And by general, I mean it could be something like, I want to manifest the feeling of being in Korea, right? Rather than actually being there. So, what would that feeling be like to you? Focus on that feeling, because the universe can bring you that feeling now. And when you experience that feeling, you're calling Korea and more experiences that Korea can offer to you closer and closer. Remember, the world, it runs on an energetic basis. It responds to your feelings. It's not responding to your words. So if you manifest with your feelings, you will be far more successful. Okay. So when you understand also the other thing about why you want something, do you know what beliefs are in the way of you getting that thing? So do you believe you're never going to be able to achieve your desire? I mean, that is an extreme example, because I would hope if you've been in my group for a little while, you would know better that you can have anything you want. But if you're new to the group and you're new to manifesting, you might still be struggling with the idea that you can literally have anything you want, but it might take more time than you want it to. You might have to clear some beliefs around it. Okay. So there might be worthiness beliefs, there might be deserving beliefs, there might be beliefs around money being evil, or not deserving of a good relationship because all men are bad or all women are bad. So I want you to look at your beliefs, and with your higher selves, start changing those perspectives. Okay. If you see me looking down, it's because I've got my notebook next to me. It's a bit too big to put on the laptop. So, yeah. So you want to, when you are noticing what your beliefs are, you're aiming to get rid of any low vibrations, any critical thoughts or cycles of thoughts, as well as any critical feelings. So something that's come up for me recently is, I've been looking at my health. And one of the things that came up for me was looking at how I view my physicality. Do I look at it in a loving way, or do I look at it in a critical way? And what I was doing, which has been brought to my attention, is I was looking at my body with regret. I was regretting how we'd got to this place and how my body's had to cope with some of the choices I've made in the past. When you have that kind of low vibe or feeling, it is going to get in the way of your manifesting. So the trick is here is you want to make peace with where you are right now. You want to find a place of acceptance that, okay, this is where I am. This body's doing great. It's working hard. I'm going to support it better. I'm going to love it for what it is, and stop wishing that it was something else. If you're trying to manifest currency into your experience, you're going to say, okay, my bank balance is this. I know there is always money energy flowing to me. I just am ready to open up my allowing. Okay. I'm not going to go down the road of, oh my God, there's not enough money, because that is a low vibe thought. Instead, I'm going to be really grateful for all the money that keeps flowing into my experience, all the currency that comes into my bank account. And I'm going to just keep feeling good about it, right? And accepting that where you are now is a result of all the decisions and actions you've taken before. And now you're going to make a new choice and you're going to behave differently. That's part of accepting where you are now. Right? And one of the things that will help you accept with where you are now is showing gratitude and appreciation. So, gratitude for all the opportunities you've had before, appreciation for all the things that the currency has allowed you to experience or buy. If it's to do with your health, it might be gratitude that your body has coped for so long, and then appreciation for all the functions that it does without you even noticing, right? So that's what I want you to do, is find some gratitude and appreciation for your body. You can ask your cells and you can ask your team for nudges and to take action. So this is step number 5. Your Sometimes when you have a desire, your higher self and your team will be sending you some nudges. Do this, do this, do this. Sometimes that can feel as bad when you don't do it. So lack of action can feel as bad as not even knowing what your desire is, interestingly. But as soon as you take that decision, as soon as you make that decision, I'm going to act in this way, you feel better, right? So that is part and parcel of manifesting, is you have to be prepared to take action. Okay. Now, what can action look like? Action can look like deciding I'm going to sell my property. It can be deciding I'm going to save some money in a different way. It could be deciding that I'm going to go to a travel agent. It can be simple things. It's not big things. Manifesting is lots of little steps, right? It's not the huge things. So you want to look at what action needs to be taken if you're feeling really uncomfortable with your manifesting. Gosh, the sun's really coming in, isn't it? Let me turn myself a little bit, and then hopefully you can see me. Sorry about the sun on my face. I look like I've got a weird chin. um, so what I want you to do is to think about what action is needed for your manifestation. So I know Mickey has her beautiful books and she might be wanting to generate more sales. Well, what action is she being nudged to do? Is she being nudged maybe to read her books live on TikTok or on Instagram or on Facebook, an excerpt of it? When I think about my book that I'm bringing out in September, what I'm getting is I had to create a sequence of emails, and today I was adding to that sequence, and I was getting, actually, you're going to read a little bit to people as well, specific sections from the book, because those sections will call people to the book as well. Another action I was told to do was to start showing up live on other social media platforms and start doing readings, which I'll admit I've been a bit slow in doing, right? Because I've got to get comfortable with that idea, comfortable with putting myself out there in that way. But I know it's a nudge they're giving me. And until I do that, they can't give me the next step. So my work is to find balance and alignment with the nudge that's being given to me, and then taking the step, taking action, in other words. Okay. So I want you to think about, if you're trying to manifest something and it's not happening and you feel a bit crappy about it, are you being poked and asked to take action? And if you are, what is the action? And if you're not sure, then ask, what do I need to do to bring myself in alignment? And another example I'll give you. So I did some editing. I'm working with an editor on the book, and last week it was intensive in a way that I was not expecting. And I began to wobble quite seriously around perfectionism. It really reared its head. I was really worrying that whoever reads the book's going to go, oh, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that. I was really kind of going into that. And so the nudge I was getting actually was to rest. And so I decided to do that. And it took 2 whole days of resting. I watched a couple of films, I did some art, I talked to some friends, I slept a lot, spent time with my son and his friends, because that's what I needed to rebalance my energy. And then from there, this morning, I could take more action that was aligned and was wobble free. So that's what you want to do. You want to be wobble free in any action you're taking. Okay. So, unaligned action occurs when you don't feel into the energy flow. So, you remember, think about this. You have an idea, let's say Gwen can relate to this. Gwen and I both have groups. Supposing you have an idea for a 3-day challenge you want to do in your group. Without feeling into the energy of it, you start publicizing it, you get it out there, you do a load of work on it, and then crickets happen. Or you only get 1 or 2 people instead of the wanted 10 people, right? that's unaligned energy because you haven't felt into the flow of it and you haven't felt what is needed to help this be in aligned energy and action in aligned energy. There's nothing wrong with the idea, there's nothing wrong with the execution. What is wrong is that the energy underneath it is not aligned properly. So that's what I mean by unaligned action and not feeling into it. And you can do that with your higher self's help. And quite often, when you take action and it's unaligned, it's random, it wastes your time, and you just feel really frustrated by it. Okay. Then step number 6 is start looking for signs of momentum. Start looking for signs of momentum, of things picking up, of things moving faster. It might feel like time is moving faster. You might feel the constriction of time as if you haven't got enough time